We're nameless at this point. What's the name of this going to be?
That's a great question. I think that needs like.
We'll think about it. We'll think about it as we go. We'll get official. Like we'll get it once we get to it. How's that sound?
Yeah, I got it.
All right, dudes. We're here at the Blank Blank Future Podcast, episode 1. We got Mike, the owner. I'm just the dude who just chills, and then Mike's brother, and then just one of our best friends. Also one of our best friends as well.
I am a friend.
Yeah.
It's been awesome. It's been crazy.
It has been crazy.
I have a question for you right off the bat. I've been wanting to ask this. Rachel asked me this the other night.
Ask away.
So, you didn't come to the gym. You came to the opening. What did you expect this place to look like? When I said, Anthony, I'm bringing a gym to Butte, and you could just tell me, you could be as raw as you want. Like, it was in your mind where you're like, that's just gonna be another gym, or did you expect this?
It looks exactly how I thought it would look.
Really?
Yeah. Well, just because everything's black.
What about the lights? Were you like, yeah?
I didn't expect what are those, hexagons?
The hexagon
6
lights.
Sides, yeah. Got a nice little honeycomb thing going on, but yeah, I didn't see the lights coming. But other than that, like everything, am I talking to the mic? Everything looks great. It looks exactly how I think it would look when I think of you.
I appreciate
Sleek.
it. No,
Slim. Well, you're not very slim.
You calling me fat?
No, I meant to say slick and sleek. There's a lot of stuff that,
No, it's funny. It's like an insult, but it's also like a good compliment. All my buddies from Bozeman that came over here, they were like, I don't know. Like I was come over. I'm doing this gym, and they're like, I'm on my way. And they get here, and they're like, oh my gosh, man, this is not what I expected. I was like, what did you expect? I said, I don't know. Maybe like one of them was like kind of an Amazon gym, like. Get things off Amazon, piece it together like you always hear about. You get a couple squat racks, bench presses, inclines, back machines, then you kind of piece it together. They're like, I didn't expect this. I'm like, do you expected less of me? Great.
Do you think doing something like what nobody expected ended up working out in your favor, or was it something that you're just like, oh crap, did you think you were taking a big risk doing it your way, or like?
Well, in the beginning, right, I was like, I'm going to open a gym, and I didn't know what that really entailed, right? So then I was like, I want to be different. I want to do this. I want to do that. Hexagon lights, and then everything. I mean, I panicked. The first 2 weeks, it was crickets in here. Like the grand opening was cool, or the soft opening was cool, and then it was nobody. And I was like, oh my gosh. Then I was like, well, this was all made up in my head, so it kind of panicked me because I was like, I love this, but maybe nobody else does. Maybe this is too much for Montana just in general, because everybody was like, this looks like a gym from L.A., especially coming from Butte. I thought everybody was gonna be like, the blue collar town. They're like, that's too.
It's too LA.
Too influency. Yeah. But no, then once the word spread, it's just been fire. Everybody's been so receptive to it. Yeah.
Is there anything that like since you've opened the gym up that you wish that you would have had like brought in here, or anything that you wish you would have left out? Like post, what is it, like 4 months now?
Mm-hmm.
What would you change?
So I honestly wouldn't change a thing. Cause
really?
Yes. But if I could really go back and really like think about it, a lot of gyms don't do locker rooms anymore, right?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, it's just a lot of bad stuff happens. Like just yesterday, like we had we had to call the plumber. A couple of the kids took a bunch of paper towel and literally clogged the toilet on purpose. Right, so you're just like, dude, is that good? Yeah. And he's like, and he told us, he called us up. I said, how was it? He's like, that was for sure on purpose. Like that wasn't like a couple paper towels. It was someone was being a punk. And like you see these beautiful gyms like the Dragon's Lair and like all these places, they have 2 bathrooms.
Yeah.
Right? But again, we're trying to cater to everybody. And I'm like, would Butte be receptive to a gym like this with just 2 bathrooms? I don't know. Would they be like, there's several things that we're trying to like stand alone. However, I wasn't going to do locker rooms. And Rachel was like, you have to do locker rooms. But I love them. I love the locker rooms.
I do too.
I like that they're small. It's just like kind of in and out type deal.
I like that it's in front of everyone too. Like it's in relative like point of view. No one would mess with your stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or you think, I mean, at least not, but
it's not. We haven't had one comment. I'll tell you this: the amount of emails that Rachel responds to daily of like the most nitpicky things you can think of, thievery, thank God, has not been one of them.
What are some? Like, what are people bugged about? Is there anything like
Oh, my
legitimate,
God.
or is it just
no,
like
it's,
annoying?
is it legitimate? It's like I try to take everything in
You can't
consideration.
build like the 100%.
Yeah, they're like, dude, like when the lights are out, they're like, dude, your lights suck, man, and all this other stuff.
Where are you going?
It's got an emergency call.
Yeah, take it.
Yeah, no, like your lights suck, and I was like, because they weren't working, I was like, well, they don't suck, but our our
Lights aren't on.
The lights aren't on, and then dude, then you'll get somebody
Bro,
that's
we've
like,
been open for 3 days.
well,
like,
dude, and then it's like, when we get the lights on, they're like, dude, your lights are too bright. And you're like, okay, you can't win, right? And that's something I've really had to learn. That was a big issue with me. I wanted to appease everybody,
Chairwork,
and you
man.
can't.
yeah.
Can't raise his chair.
I think that's part of your just like read every comment trait.
Yeah, dude, it really
Yeah.
really messes with me because I'm definitely a people
Well,
pleaser, but I
no, it's-
just can't be.
You can't.
Just in my line of work, because I help customers all the time. 100 good customers, 1 bad customer is the only one I remember.
Ruins your
They'll
friggin' day.
come in and you're just like having the best day. They'll be like, "Why don't you have this?" And you're like, I'm not the owner of the place. Like, there's nothing. Well, you are. I guess I can't relate to that. I guess.
Yeah, and I'll disclose this one. Like, yeah, she got a gnarly, like, it was really bad. Like, as soon as we got on Google,
Yeah.
the guy messages and he's like, "Have it back." You good? The guy messaged us and he's like, "Your lights suck. Your cardio sucks. The theme is okay. Locker rooms suck. Overcrowded. Not enough. All this crazy stuff." And so we messaged him back and we're like, if it's really that big an issue, like, I totally understand. We'll refund you for the past 2 months and we'll call it square. And he's like, "I don't want a refund." And I'm just like, again, so you just get those people that are like, they just need
Dude,
that.
you should have banned him. That would have been
Banned.
hard. Banned. You just been
Banned.
like, we'll refund you, and by the way, banned.
But then, right? Then it's just like, it's one of those things where I'm like, he's just gonna. He even threatened. He's like, I'm gonna blast you on Google, and we just got on Google, and I was like,
What is that? Just because he didn't like it? That's why he was gonna blast. Or you were worried if you banned him, he'd be like,
no.
Google.
He threatened
Yeah.
us. He was like, just because we just didn't. I guess we just weren't up to par, so we weren't even gonna attempt that. Right? We're just like, we can't fix everything. We can't get more cardio. We can't do all this. So we're just like, hey, let's give you a refund, man. Clearly, this gym isn't for you. He's like, no, like, I don't want a refund. I just wanted to, and I was like, okay.
I just wanted to give you some
gotta
constructive
complain.
consideration.
Well, we got his number, and we've called him multiple times trying to be like, hey, man, just want to chat with you about like what we could maybe situate with you differently. Never answered.
Jeez Louise.
I talked with when I switched over here, I was at the fitness courts and I was like, fuck, what do I wanted to like say something, like come up with a story, and I was like, you
On
know
why
what?
you're leaving the fitness cards?
Yeah, or like whatever, come up with something, which just I didn't want to do. So honesty's the best policy or whatever. So I literally went there and I was like, look, this guy's like my brother. He's opening up this new gym. He does. I was like, I want to work out there, and I can't pay for multiple memberships. I have a family and all this. And the lady was cool as a cucumber. She's like, yeah, I'll cut you off. She goes, come back anytime. And I was
Banned.
like,
See, and
You're
that
banned.
and
You're
that.
banned. You're
Well, no,
banned.
and it does. I bet you love that. I bet you're like, you feel welcome there still.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
And we talked about, I think,
Yeah.
last time, like being comfortable coming in here means the world to me,
yeah.
bro.
There-
It's so big.
I have got a great question for you.
What?
Okay, so we had a lot of college students that still haven't come here because they said, like, dude, it's too intimidating. I think we've all been around fitness for so long. You said that too. You're like, man, it's just kind of intimidating. What's intimidating?
So I think that this is, you could break it down into a couple different things, right? Like at first it was like a perception that like, I'm going to look like a fool. I'm going to go on a machine and not do it right, or look like, like I'm not, I don't know. I shouldn't be here.
Okay.
That, or, just that there's like a.
But you're not prideful. You've always asked for help, so you can eliminate that right off
Well, and
the
that's
bat.
from you too. That's someone that I feel very comfortable with.
Okay.
This isn't the general populace, right? I'm not just going up to anybody being like,
I
help
get
me.
that.
But like also too, it's not just that. It's like this maybe could just be a me thing, but like. I get done. I'm not, just starting to kind of work out, but I get done on a machine, and I know the machine's down there well enough, so I know kind of where to go to. But like first step into a place, and if you haven't worked out before, you're like, where do I start?
And I get
what do
that,
I do
especially
after I
on
start?
that stuff out there. Like, I know.
And so that could be intimidating too.
I've seen some crazy stuff done on that equipment. I saw one guy under the vertical leg press. I thought he thought it was chest. I'm like, that'll kill you. Like, I am like, that is wild. But he just didn't know, and he's too prideful to ask for help.
Yeah.
So and that could be a justifiable, like, maybe they're just used to like. I mean, a lot of people have that whole if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
It's funny because it's not that I can relate because I was like, if I was new and I put myself in your shoes, I come into a gym like this, I would be like, nope. Not like, especially if I was beginning, I just would be like,
or like a female or older, someone who's older. Maybe female's different too. I don't know.
No, females are even more like. There's a lot. That's the
Uncomfortable.
They're just like, again, right when they. It is a. I don't want to call this is what everybody's saying. I hate this, but it is a bro gym.
Yeah.
There's a tremendous amount of dudes working out, and if you get like a girl that's coming in, I can see where they'll be like,
I think here's an issue. I think there's so much. People think that the barrier to entry to getting into fitness and like getting into weightlifting is like, I'm here, and like they think the barrier to entry is right here, when really the barrier to entry is walking in the front door. And like I just think they think, or the internet puts out there, that like gyms are toxic, or that gym anxiety is such a big thing.
Have you ever been to a? I've never been to a gym that I felt like. Sure, I can understand this because I've been working out. I've never been uncomfortable, but I've never been to a gym where like the biggest dude. He's usually the first person that's like, let me help you.
So that's what I was about to say.
Let me help you. Let me try. What do you need? It's usually the ones that are still uncomfortable, that are kind of.
They don't have the etiquette, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's always funny. Someone always told me, they were like, the small guys, they always respect the big dudes in the gym. Everyone can respect a massive dude in the gym, but the massive dude in the gym respects the little guy working his butt off.
Or like the guy that's like, I love, especially, and I like a female that's coming in here that's just like trying to get in shape. They're so much more intimidating. I fuck with that more than anything, man, because I'm like, they're so intimidated, they can't stand it, they're uncomfortable, but they still do it, and I'm like, I try to make them specifically feel so welcomed.
Yeah.
And
what's something that makes you intimidated in a gym? For me, dude, I don't know what it is, but when you're like in a gym and there's like that group of like 4 guys that's just like, that they got like no headphones in and they're just like BSing and they're kind of all over. I don't know why, but I'm just like, gotta steer clear of the young bucks that are just like piled up on one machine.
See, I love that, right? Because I'm just like,
are you just gonna work in with them?
Oh, I mean, it's always a challenge, right? I mean, you walk in here, specifically in here, 6 o'clock, it's like, who's the alpha here? You know what I mean? That's where my mind goes. I'm like, I will not be intimidated in my own place. What's something intimidates me?
Nothing? Like, are you Gucci?
No, I can't say that, right? Because I'm sure there's something. I just can't think of, it doesn't intimidate me, but gosh, it just makes me think to myself, like, dude, get your act together. When you see a female or a male that's just in incredible shape, that like just that work ethic where you're like, obviously they have no excuses. They're doing it. They're working a full-time job. They're doing X, Y, Z, and I'm just like, I need to step my game up. Or someone that's really strong and super dedicated, that gets me like, I'm just like, gosh, do I gotta like, it amps me up. It doesn't necessarily intimidate me, but I'm like,
it's a motivator.
It's a motivator. Yeah.
Speaking of motivators, when we were working out this last Wednesday, which was, God, that was tough.
You still sore?
Oh, dude, it's horrible. But one thing I was telling Anthony, because, it's like working out with like guys like you that have been doing it so much, it's like every time, you rack up a bunch of weights, we re-rack them and yada, yada. And he's like, oh, I just feel like, he felt like less than. And I was like, well, think about it this way. All of these guys have been working out again and again and again. And although they're putting up way more weight, this is like our first time doing it. And so in a way, it's like, I don't know, it represented strength to me. It's like, like this is harder for us in a way, right? Because they've done it so much, and I know that there's way more weight, so that's technically
so much harder for you guys, and you did the entire thing.
Yeah.
Like, you didn't just go and do what most people do, like leg extensions, squat, maybe a leg press, stretched and got out of here. You did leg extension, a pendulum squat, leg press, Bulgarian split squats. Then we did iso work on extensions. And then we left, and that's like bananas.
For the record, pendulum squats is
It's the worst. I mean, I've said this every time I bring up the pendulum, and you know
I
this.
hate that machine.
I complain. I'm like, dude, it's awful.
It is so awful.
Anybody who's like, oh, I love the pendulum. I'm like, you don't. Either two things. You don't go depth, or you're not using enough weight. Like, there's no, like, I can't stand that machine, but it works.
It's horrible. So you got some businesses like outside of this, which you don't have to go into, but I'm curious, would you have been able to build this gym if it was just like a initial venture, if you didn't have things to kind of help it? Like,
nope.
Can somebody, like if Anthony and I with no assets, no, no money in the bank essentially, like would building a gym be impossible? Is it even worth it?
Okay, so in the beginning, gyms work off very small margins, right? So it takes I think we're fortunate that we didn't take out a loan to do any of this. It was completely out of pocket.
Yeah.
So that really helps with breaking even. We're just about to break even on month 3. And when I say break even, I mean like we're not using any of our extra sources of income to pay for anything, right?
Gotcha.
Huge. I think on a lower scale, someone could do it like this. Someone could do a gym. But then is it going to be attractive? Is it going to be lucrative? Is people going to look in, like people come in here, right? And it's the best feeling ever. They're like, yep, don't even need to give me a tour.
You got these weights on Temu, didn't you?
Yeah.
Sign me up.
Sign me up. Like there's so many times like, no, I don't even need, I already signed up. I'm like, they're like, yep, I saw it on Instagram, already signed up. Like those people from Billings are like, Googled it. They're like, we're going to Butte today. And I've got that question a lot. You know how many, it's a dream, right? People are like, dude, I'm going to start a gym. That's my dream.
Yeah.
That was my dream. If I would have known how much we would have had to actually invest in the beginning, I think I still would have done it, but it would have definitely been more of a conversation. It is a lot. It's a lot to make something like unique, like from the posing, just the posing room. Just the posing room is like mirrors, man. Like we'll just say that, just the mirrors, or $12,000 for mirrors. People like the cost associated with the gym, like the garage doors were $100,000.
But then it's like you put together a gym with what you can, and it's like,
but
okay, do you sacrifice the windows or the mirrors? Do you sacrifice the bay doors? Do you sacrifice the friggin' bathrooms? Like
for every sacrifice though, you're gonna sacrifice members, right? Like, the garage doors. We were thinking maybe we could just not do that, but I'm like, that's a focal point. People love the garage doors.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if there's things that we could have been like, okay, let's not do tanning. But, I mean, people came and signed up because of tanning.
Right.
But, like, that cost itself, tanning's cheap. You could get $20,000, you are set up for success.
Yeah.
And it's a one-time cost. The gym equipment, again, right, it's... I mean, you just hear about it all the time. I mean, it really, you see these gyms, and they're all over Bozeman. There's some pretty cool gyms that I think their buddies were like, dude, we got $50,000. We could do a gym. $50,000 buys 5 squat racks. So I don't know, man. Like it's like people have done it. You know what I mean? I don't want to say no.
For sure have done it. Yeah.
People have like somehow, some way. But like if you're saying you have no capital, no assets, you go and you're like, hey, I need a loan for this because I'm going to do a gym. You might get somebody that would, be like, hey, show me proof of concept.
And in 30 years, you're finally breaking even.
Did the loan on it's on top of the lease, on top of the insurance, on top of payroll, on top of workers' comp. It's staggering. That's how, you don't see any new gyms going up in Bozeman because the lease rates are $30,000 a month.
Was that a main driving factor for Butte, or did you always want to bring something back to Butte?
Always wanted to bring something back to Butte, and
so it wasn't a compromise of like.
Nope, not a compromise at all.
Nice.
Yeah, we came. I was like, we thought about it like it's just COVID did wonders for Butte. Doubled the population. There's no gym like this anywhere.
No.
I was like, we didn't even think about the cost. When we came over here, we looked at this place and like, oh man, I thought, I was like, that might be pretty spendy. And she spat out the number and I'm like,
you about crap
for the whole thing? And it's funny, I won't get into that but we had this space for X amount. And then when that kind of fell through on someone else's side.
Sure.
We got a call from the actual landlord saying, "Hey, you want the whole thing?" And I was like, "I am paying this. I don't know how much more I want to break off." And he's like, "Well, it's only $500 more for the whole thing." I go, "You're telling me this whole building is this much?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "I'll take that. I'll take that." Like, again, half the size in Bozeman, $30,000 a month.
It's also
Jeez.
nice though, because like you say, how much time and money like went into it, and it doesn't like other places you go like the Y and stuff, and there's just so much equipment. You can tell it's just been like through the ringer and stuff, and it doesn't seem like even when they got it brand new, it's anywhere close to this.
Dude.
Like you come in here and you actually like feel like, okay, this stuff's gonna work how it's intended. Like
Yeah, and that's a tricky thing, right? Like, it's the equipment. Like, there's so many opinions on that. It's like, oh, you don't have to go like as long as the equipment's good and it works, like the people will come. I'm like, I just want we want to bring something just spectacular to the table.
And I think you came at a good time. Like, we lost the biggest gym in town, and then we kind of like people just didn't have any options, and it was kind of like, dude, something needed to come here anyway.
I told Rachel, I said, I hope this isn't the case, but within the first 2 weeks of us opening, there was like 3 gyms that shut down. There was like, they're all CrossFit. And that's why, but we capitalized on that. We're like, well, let's get bumper plates, and the ground's already reinforced with like 2 feet of concrete and gypcrete, and our padding is just made for that, right?
Yeah.
And that's been attractive. But I was like,
I see the CrossFit guys in here, and it's just like it's sick, dude.
I
It's
hear
sick.
them when I'm sitting there, and then all of a sudden I jump off my machine.
No, it's sick though. Like, I think that level of diversity is really important. Like, where are they gonna go? They're not gonna go to the
like,
freaking Y.
well, that's that we really wanted. Anybody can work out here. Anybody.
Yeah.
CrossFit, body. Obviously, it's
That's
body.
how it feels.
Yeah, it
like
does.
I don't like. It is intimidating going to a new gym.
Let me
like,
ask
it
you the
always,
same question. Yeah, tell me what made, if I wasn't here, would you work out here?
Well, I would definitely try. I've only gone with people when like they've been working out. Like, I don't go like with someone who hasn't been working out. Nothing against it. It's just like I don't want to go there and walk around for like a half an hour trying to figure out what I'm doing. Like, and then I don't want to sit there doing that and then having some dude just stare at me from across the gym and not help. But then like I'm too big of a like puss to say anything. I'm like,
I get it.
I got it, man. Like, I don't need your help. And then like I sit there and I feel like an idiot the whole time, and then I walk out. And I'm like, I did absolutely nothing today.
I get it. I get it.
happens. That happens.
But and it's also like I feel like Butte's environment adds a lot to it. I don't think like we have that whole we're Butte tough thing going on. Like, a lot of time, like people have like a certain attitude about Butte. And I feel like just since I've grown up here my whole life, I feel like things like I'm just like nothing's ever gonna change. But like things have been a lot different since I've started coming here. Like I like that when I walk in, even if someone's like we make eyes across the room, we just like make eye contact, I don't feel like they're judging me right away. I can just sit there and be like, all right, dude, like you were either out of shape or like not happy with your situation. That's why you're here. That's exactly why I'm here. And that's where I go. That's how I get myself in the mood. Like, I'm not going to be the new guy forever. I need to like get my feet down.
Rachel asked me about this. She was like, what's the overall, like, oh man, how did she ask me? She just said, well, she was like, she doesn't know much about Butte. And she was like, are the people there kind? I was like, I don't, they're rough.
It's so like Butte's favorite place is Butte, dude.
Well,
It's hard to explain.
Every single person in here, I can't agree more. They're so kind.
And like my whole life, I've been like, I just want to move. I just want to get the hell out of here. And then like had kids and stuff. And I'm like, I see why people like it. Yeah. I understand the appeal now. Like, I like being able to be like, oh, you're up at your house. Can you be at the gym in 10 minutes? And I can be there. Yeah. Like, I don't have to fight traffic. Like, I love Butte. And people are like, it's a tight-knit community. It's not like people are just mean or like, I'm gonna fight you. That's just like, you grow up through high school. That's how it goes.
If you're an idiot, if you're getting beat up, it's because you're in a place where
you're looking for
you're
trouble.
You're gonna get beat up if you're in that exact place in freaking Dallas.
Exactly.
Like, dude, like don't blame Butte for that.
Yeah, it's not like people from Butte are just like F everyone from not Butte, but it does suck. Like,
Oh yeah. I feel like if you're in a gas station,
Butte is such a place though. Like,
if you're in a gas station, you look at somebody, right? It's two ways. If they're, what are you looking at? If you go, no, I just love your shirt. They're like, dude, thank you. Or you're like, no, I'm not looking at a lot. You're fighting.
Yeah.
But they're
it's all about your attitude. I feel a lot too.
Yeah.
People will come. Like, when I was dating a girl from Bozeman, I'd go over there. People would ask me where I was from if we were at a party, and it would seem like 3 guys wanted to fight me. And I've been in one fight, and it was against one of my best friends ever, and I felt like we were just flailing around the whole time. Like, if I were to get into a real fight with 3 dudes, no way, dude. No way.
Just pull out a gun, bro.
Get down!
That's how, dude, I'll say this, man. I mean, again, it's, you're so right, because we got a lot of flack for coming over here. You know, the stigma was like, oh,
Bozeman's better
Bozeman
than you,
boy.
dude.
Bozeman's coming over here, and I was like, and
Which is
of
funny,
course,
'cause
right,
Bozeman's
all
full of
the
douchers,
pitter patter,
man.
right, and I'm grateful for this. Every person that came in the gym that had said something, you know, I just killed them with kindness.
You have to.
You have to.
And they're like, oh, hey man, you know, and they love it. But I wanted that too. I was like, dude, this is again, it's
I would
public
say
gym.
Bozeman's getting a little bit of an attitude problem, dude.
Bozeman's, but it's tough, man. It really is.
It
You know,
is.
It's just turning into like
Everywhere's
dude,
got
big
it.
city.
Everywhere's got it.
Rachel said it the other day. She was like, I haven't met anybody unkind and viewed, no matter where. And I was like, I meet a piece of shit daily in Bozeman.
Yeah.
Straight, like I
Daily.
I was coming out on the highway, and I mean this. Somebody just drove by me and flipped me off.
You're like,
This is today.
I'm driving here.
I'm just driving.
Yeah.
I'm not doing any. And I'm like, and they're from Bozeman. And I was like, why is that?
That's just their attitude.
Dude,
like, I'm
just-
passing you, man.
You're going 35 and a 35, you piece of. And I'm like, okay.
No, here, dude. Butte's the same way, though. Like, you'll turn in a 2-lane. Like, I take a left, and there's 2 lanes. And the guy turning from his lane wants to get in my lane, and he'll get mad at me because I turn at the same time as him. And you're like,
Yeah,
dude, this is a...
It's like stay in your lane,
Yeah,
boss.
dude, just drive. If you never went, like...
They got Idaho plates on, dude.
Yeah. We got
sure.
people like my grandpa before he passed. If you saw a Washington plate, he's just like, get out of my state. I'm like, Grandpa, you live in Alaska. You don't even live here. You can't be telling
Oh, I
people
know what you were
that.
talking about. I was like, yeah, he was.
No, yeah. See, Steve, I only knew the only time I saw him mad was when I was over there because I would just do dastardly things like smash a cinder block. I broke a cinder block. I didn't think anything of it as a cinder block. It was very important to Grandpa. That was it was very, very important to Grandpa.
His cherished cinder block.
Yeah, I just went over
Well,
there. was
dude,
like,
I
look at
mean,
this
it's
thing.
like I don't know particularly what they used a cinder block for, but everything.
I think it was to stop.
At our grandpa's house. Every single thing, he knew where it was. Huh?
Had a purpose.
Everything had a. I'm talking like if you're like, hey, what's back in the cabinet? You set something in '92. What is it? He's like, well, it's 2 wrenches, and I use those when something goes. You know, it's incredible.
He's got a box in the garage that says like box of broken tools, and he's just like, "Why do you have
No,
that?"
nothing's
Just in
broken,
case.
dude. Nothing's broken, man. At all. Yeah.
That man was working all the time, no matter what it was. He was
Yeah.
like, I was like, Grandpa, we don't even need that. He's like, I'll fix it.
I'll fix it.
I'll fix it.
What else? Give me something.
Why'd you go with like all Arsenal for the gym? Like, what's your tie with Arsenal? Or
Because it's black.
Well, no, this
Wait,
is
can I
super
say
cool.
that?
Yes, you can.
does it
You
come
can-
in blue?
Any color.
Oh, that's cool.
Any color. What I loved about it, and Dragon's Lair, Vegas,
Yeah.
amazing. I love that equipment. They are
Actually, hold on one sec, dude. You know, okay, I'll be real about Dragon's Lair. Me and Bailey were going to work out there one time, you know, because it's like on the corner. I was like, dude, I've seen this gym on social
oh yeah,
media.
it's huge.
You know what turned us off to that gym to be like, we're not working. We're going to go to Planet Fitness.
What?
The nice cars in the parking lot. I was
Just
like,
so nice.
I can't,
Just
dude.
too
I
much.
just know that there's too many G's in here. There's too
I
much.
will say
too
this.
many.
You know who I met in there?
I'm out. I'm
We
out.
are
I see
outclassed.
Lambos in the park.
Dude,
I
it's-
turned around.
It's like
They're not
definitely
even
like
flexing their muscles.
we were there at like 9 p.m. once. Lambos, you name it.
Yeah.
G-Wagons.
Out.
Dan Bilzerian was in there. I did like a 12 take, and I finally was like, I have to shake his hand.
Did you get it?
Dangles
Huh?
Aaron.
Did you get
I know
it?
him.
Oh, yeah.
I know Dangles Aaron.
You don't know? Or you
Who
do?
is it? Who did
Dan
you say?
Blazarian?
I thought you said Dangles Aaron.
No, man.
right.
Dan-
You know,
the
No
king-
offense to that
king of
man.
Instagram,
Sounds
man.
like a cool dude.
I don't even know if I could explain Dan Bilzerian in like in 30 seconds. You'll have to just do your own research.
I'll show it to you. But it's
I
just
like
like, but I mean, it's the only gym. Here's what they're known for. Like we worked on there on a random Tuesday. There was 3 Mr. Olympias in there.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
See, that's enough to make me just walk out.
it's. I'll say that right. Like for
You're like,
a newcomer,
whoa.
I would be like, nope.
In a respectful way. It's not that I'm like, it's just like that would
Oh,
be the
it's
most
a lot.
intimidating
It's
thing.
a
When we
lot.
worked out in Salt Lake and we walked in and that guy was the size of the mountain from Game of Thrones, I was like, do I belong here?
It's incredible.
Like, you can tell I work out a lot. that guy works out a lot.
You can tell you work out, man. Like I was just telling your dad, I was like, genetics
thing.
runs strong, man.
If I wasn't wearing this sweatshirt,
I would say though that like the majority of people here though are like super fit.
Yeah,
And
man.
I feel like someone could come in that door, take one look at the just normal amount of people in here, just the type of person in here, and be like, no shot.
I get it.
But
There's
I've
no
also
shot.
seen like there's just like kids in here that I'm like, oh yeah, this kid's like right on my level,
Yeah,
and that's
for
not
sure.
like shade at all. It's just like cool because I'm like looking at him. I'm like, if me and like I'm working out, I shouldn't like. It's not like an ashamed feeling. It's just like it makes you feel more comfortable when you
agree.
see that like somebody else is like not struggling, but they don't get it as much as like the guy that they're with. Like
Yeah.
I like that I come with you guys and like I have direction, and then I like that like I'm sitting there looking at some other kid that's just like, yeah, dude, I'm in the same boat. I'm
I
like,
get it.
I feel so much better now.
Yeah. I think like really strong, like fit looking people definitely shouldn't be a deterrent.
no,
Like
it
I
should
don't,
be
I
like,
don't know anyone who has like worked that hard to get that buff who is like a major D bag,
Dude.
And nobody here.
You guys
for
remember
sure. Nobody here.
Joe Beaudry? Has he come in?
No.
Never heard of him.
Is he massive?
My old babysitters, dude. They Mac and Joe. I don't know
Oh
if you
yeah,
remember.
yeah, I
Dude,
remember them.
Joe, I ran into him at Safeway. And
When was
like,
this?
Like a couple months ago.
Really?
He lives right in that same house. He lives down the street.
Love
in
that.
House
Is
we
he
grew-
huge?
Dude,
Get him here.
it's insane. Like he's wearing a sweatshirt, and you're like, go to hug him, and it's like you're hugging a boulder. He's just like rock hard.
Okay. Did you
Pardon
see?
my
did,
French.
Did you see? Did you see Mac, Big Mac, like 6-7 years ago?
I haven't seen Mac in a while. Last time I saw Mac, he looked like the gold gym logo.
Mac, I remember. I tell Rachel this. I said genetically, for strength. I mean, that guy, pound for pound, one of the strongest humans
He's
on earth.
literally like a Hulk of a person.
I mean,
like,
and
he-
you're saying Joe was that's,
Joe is like, I take his shirt off, dude. Yeah, that guy's got a rocking body. I bet you. Like that thing, he's got a body that won't quit. Pop his pants off. He's got a hog that won't quit. I bet you.
I'm hearing a lot of sus business come out of your mouth. And
Me?
He's just
Not me.
insane, dude.
Guy
It was
over
just
here.
insane. Like Joe, like you should try to get him. Like I'll talk to him because
No,
it was
please do.
insane.
Yeah. Anyways,
Cut out the dong talk if you would.
no about the equipment.
Yeah, so
no.
I'll re-say the question. So you basically you're this equipment inspired by the gym in Las Vegas.
Well, we've worked out. I mean, everywhere, right? And the reason we love this is like everything. You know, you can personalize yourself from the platform to the handles to the shoulder width to if your shoulders are hurt, you can do a neutral grip. Everything you can customize on it, and that's the biggest thing. And I was like, and it's popular. It looks good aesthetically.
Yeah.
It's different. It's not like you're normal. Because I didn't want to go, like, obviously, first thing, right? I think normally hammer strength. Right? People get it, and I was like, no, I want to do everything different. Everything different, man. And everything is different. Everything, you can do everything ISO too. You know?
Yeah,
So
for real.
that was our biggest thing. And we really put a lot of, time and effort into figuring out like what brand. Because I mean, again, right? You talk to somebody, they're like, "Oh, the equipment's not really important." I'm like, the equipment's really important to me, and I think I think it speaks for itself.
I would agree. Yeah, absolutely, man. I would say, like, there's stuff in here that I have never seen before. Mm-hmm. And there's for sure stuff in here that I think, like, people have just never seen this equipment before,
No.
let alone utilized it.
Walking around, you're like, how do
That
I
f-
even get
yeah.
in that thing? Like,
I know,
Those
like,
first
I
couple
know-
days
I
of, like,
love the-
open gym, it's like, bro, where do I even
The
start?
pullover.
Yeah.
People use that for triceps all the time. I'm like, that's you don't know. You don't know.
no idea.
Like you said,
Like,
dude, the lay down squat, dude, someone benching on that.
The vertical leg press, they're putting their hands, and I'm like, it's funny, like that weighs like
There's
a
no
tremendous amount.
the
if
sled?
those would have pop out the safety and that would have collapsed. I mean, I don't know. If,
do
Should
any
try
of,
it.
do they have little descriptions of how you're supposed
No.
to use the machine? See, that's my big thing.
well, that's where our social media comes into play, right? We're really
Well,
trying
I
to like
see that,
hammer
yeah.
out like like a lot of people. One thing we wanted to like because you could definitely like tear your pec is the standing chest. If you don't use that spot and you bring it back, it will.
Yeah.
Could injure you.
Like,
right?
dude, it took me a minute to find that. I was like,
It's unusual.
okay,
It's
wait.
unusual.
Because
Slide your foot
it
back.
automatically
And,
goes when you push, the safety comes up. So it's like when you're ready to rack it, it's like,
oh yeah.
where
Oh, yeah.
is it? Like, I have no hands available.
I know. Might be.
All right. How many
No.
members do you guys have right now? How many?
Dude,
Where you at? Where you
Yeah,
up to?
man. I think we're tapping on like in between 4 and 5. And I love that. Like, that's been awesome. And I think, and it's every day we're getting more and more and more. And I'm like, it's been.
And you're shooting for a hard cap at 1,000?
We'll cap it at 1,000.
Okay.
And then we'll just, I mean, again, I tell this to everybody. I'm like, if somebody came in and we're capped and they're like, just die hard about the place.
Hey, man. Yeah.
I'm making an exception.
You do work with a lot of people, dude. It's so funny. Like my brother, so he lives way uptown, and of course he's one of those people like I'm not driving all the way downtown for a gym. He works out a place right now. It's $20 a month. It's guys only.
The KC.
The KC, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. I didn't know if you knew, dude.
Yeah.
It's so funny because I brought him here that one day, and I go, look me dead in my face right now. Tell me that this place isn't 3 times at least better, and he goes, bro, I'm afraid I'm gonna get tetanus when I bench press.
Yeah, you gotta be careful in there.
I was
the
place,
KC. The KC's been around for a while.
So
The
he
KC
goes,
is
he's like, this place is way better than 3X.
And no shade, but if we're talking about locker rooms and stuff that you're not missing out on, that's the place you're not missing out on.
You want to see a
no.
peener? Go to the Y, dude.
I got a question for both of you. What's your favorite thing here? And if it's a piece of equipment, what?
You.
You're my favorite.
I'm gonna, Rachel than you, dude.
I should accept that too. I accept
Actually, Rachel, because she scares me a little bit. She beat me up if she wasn't number one. I feel like.
She scared me too, man.
Favorite piece of equipment?
No. It doesn't have to be equipment. Like when you think of Adonis, what do you think of?
I honestly, everyone that works here, I'm not even trying to like Nolan.
I love them.
Clint?
Clint and Jake.
Dude.
Yeah. And Ashley.
Every single one when I'm working out has either like come up and like help me with it, like explained it a little bit better. It's just cool.
Because they know if they didn't, dude, I'd be like, what the?
Oh, that's the owner's brother. He's gonna.
I'd be a dick.
Honestly, they treated me nice before they knew who I was. So.
Yeah, I love that.
Bro, there's just so much about it that's so sick. Whether it's like the equipment, the people working, you guys, there's a lot to it. Man.
I love the vibe, dude. That is my favorite thing. I tell Rachel.
Maybe the vibe.
The vibe like when I think about it, I think of like this atmosphere where it's like it's friendly, but it's so competitive, you know?
It doesn't seem chaotic in here too. Like even when there's a bunch of people, I still feel like it's like a chill.
Like kind of structured.
So chill. It's not like a hard. It's not like hard asses are here.
Yep.
24/7, and it's kind of like I feel there's a little bit more of like human atmosphere.
Everyone's
to it.
on the same page.
You guys aren't playing by like some kind of guidebook that it's like you step out of this, you're cooked. It's kind of like
no, it's not. It's not corporate.
It's humans run. Yeah, it's not corporate. I will admit when my brother was coming for the first time, he picked me up. I was like, dude, just come to the gym with me. Like, just get your first workout. He goes, do they have hex lights? I was like, you're funny, bro. Of course they got hex lights. He's like, this seems like the kind of place I would have hex lights. So maybe the hex lights aren't as original as you thought.
No, they're becoming extremely popular.
Super popular.
Not in Montana.
What's up with that though? Like, why are
they're
they
aesthetically pleasing?
No, they're sick. They're sick. I just didn't know it was like I didn't know it was like a gym stereotype.
Well, no, they're extremely affordable. You can obviously do whatever pattern you want.
True.
You can dim them. You can change colors.
I think they're fire.
Yeah, I love them.
Love them, dude.
Yeah.
No.
And
Sick.
it's just
What's your favorite piece of equipment though?
I have 3 pieces. I can't pick between them. I have 3 pieces. The pendulum.
Ew.
Yep.
That thing killed me.
The side lateral.
I've heard all I need. Okay, so that was fire.
And the pullover.
Is that the one that we did Skull Crushers on? What was that one?
The pullover is when you grab here and you bring it all the way here.
Okay. Is that for back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring you through a quick shoulder today. And
I think some of the leg stuff is pretty nice. Like, you can really cater to injury, to your strength size, and I think that's like really important. It's not like I feel like when I go to a place that doesn't have a lot of machines, you just like, okay, you got to do barbell squats. You got to do goblet squats with the whatever the dumbbells, but here it's kind of just like
I haven't squatted since I
haven't put
a
barbell on my back.
I haven't done any free weight stuff except for when we did arms that one
and
day.
If you put that up, people go, that's still blah blah. I'm like, dude.
Oh, if they're talking about my arms, there's not much to talk about. So they
what you just said, I don't do free weights. People are like die hard. By free weights.
I just feel like if you're
free
here,
weights 5% of the time.
If you're doing it and it's guided, whatever, you're still doing it.
Yep.
Like, don't tell me that I have to do free stuff because I'm not gonna. I will if you tell me to because I want to get buff.
What's one thing you'd like to see come in, or like what's one improvement now that you've been open that you'd like to potentially see?
I'll let you guys answer that.
A Roomba, dude. How are you gonna keep these black floors so clean?
We have 3 people and a cleaner.
Dude.
4 Roombas.
I know that 4 Roombas.
What's something you want? Yeah, like tell me that. What's something if you're like, I'd love for you to bring this in.
Honestly, I would like an elliptical personally.
We're getting one.
Are
Nice.
you?
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Asking you.
I just
shall
feel like the
receive.
walking, like I know some people they like it's just like a knee issue or something. Like the treadmill
And
kind
I
of
like
hurts the
the
knees.
women really like to move their
Yeah,
bodies
yeah,
well. Yeah.
I just feel like I'm comfortable in elliptical. I don't know. I love the treadmill.
I'll show you
Sometimes when I'm walking on incline, like after 10 minutes or something, I feel like my knee's a little bit bugging. But the elliptical really gets the job done.
I think
for
my
me.
knee's always bugging when I just walk around.
True,
Anyway,
true.
So it's that 30 years old.
What do you want? Are you?
What?
Something that you would like to add?
Yeah,
I honestly I'm so new to the whole lifting thing. I there's just too much for me already. I don't think I could ask for anything else right
35-pound plates maybe.
now. They don't even make
Absolutely
those,
not.
dude.
Absolutely
You have to order those special.
We just snagged one. It's one of the Matrix ones, and I love it.
Oh, fire, dude. Okay,
Yeah.
sick. Perfect.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We're
I'll
just
be
doing
hitting that
one.
up every
Yep.
day, baby.
Yeah.
Let's go.
I'm excited.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean.
No, this place is fire, dude.
Yeah, everything in here. I think it's for also just opening up and having so many options right off the bat to where you're like, what else could you add? It's kind of insane to me,
Yeah.
but I think you're always going to be striving to do more anyway. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel like it's just a matter of time when you're going to be like, actually, we're just going to need more room. We don't have enough room for them.
That's one of the greatest problems. Like, a couple of years, and I'm like, dude, it's just too packed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, okay. Well,
That's what you want, but at the same time, no, that's good. You
Yeah.
want it to be packed.
Yeah, this place is lit, dude.
Yeah.
Where DMs are open for sponsors, though. Let's not hide that
yeah.
fact, dude. Let's not hide that. You want a 30-second jump on let you hit us up, dude. You want us to be like, today's episode is brought to you by. We could do that. Absolutely.
I know Collective would probably want to, but I don't know if you want a bunch of potheads being your.
I don't care who comes here.
That'd be
man.
cool,
Welcome
though.
for everybody.
Hey, you
No,
know
it'd
what,
be
man? You
cool.
know what? Money talks. That's.
No, I mean,
If they want to throw some cash this way, I'll do a freaking ad.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Catch you guys
Thank
on
you.
episode 2. Let's go.